I've been seeing a few videos out there with people talking about what they're going to be doing in 2014, you know, their plans and their projects and all that. So I thought I would do that too, even though I have no real plans or projects. I don't make New Year's resolutions. I don't really set goals. I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants all the time. But anyway, I do have a couple of ideas that I thought I would show you. They may or may not pan out, one of those things. Okay, one thing that I have been thinking about for quite a while, and I've just now decided to actually do something about it, is this Rolodex thing that I bought, I don't know, a year or so ago. And it's one of those old vintage Rolodex deals with it has the big 3x5 cards. And I've made a few cards, you know, just kind of playing with it, having some fun. And I would really like to keep working on it and try to fill it up. I have these monthly dividers. These are left over from, I did like one of those perpetual calendar things, and I used it for perpetually about a week and lost interest. So I just stuck these in here because they're pretty, but I'm not really using them for what I made them for, but that's okay. What I would like to do is do sort of like an iCAD thing for the whole year. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to do an index card or a Rolodex card every single day, but you know, there'll be some days when I can't do any, but there'll be other days when I can do 3 or 4. So I'm hoping to just average one a day for the whole year. And I will be filming, maybe not all of them, I don't know, just depends, but I will be filming most of them. And I want to do this mainly because, especially over the past few months, there have been days where I've not done any art, which is weird, because I'm usually doing something creative every day. And I've had a few days where that didn't happen. In fact, I've had a lot of days where that didn't happen, and that bothers me. I don't want to do that. So that's one thing I like about these iCads. They're small. You know, I mean, you can knock one out in no time. And then I've got some that are kind of just bits and pieces left over from other projects that I can still add to. So, you know, I've got a head start on my 365 cards for next year, and I'll see how it goes. This Rolodex that I bought, it came with these protectors, these weird colored orange, pink and orange, or orange and yellow protectors, and then it had a bunch of cards already in it. They're just handwritten. I guess somebody used this as, you know, their actual Rolodex. Imagine that. So it's got addresses and things already in it, and I may actually try to incorporate some of those cards into the iCads. So we'll see how that goes. Plus, you know, in my thrift store wanderings over the years, I have managed to amass quite a collection of this particular size of Rolodex card. You know, so I've got all of these cards. I even have some extra dividers, and then I've got some of these clear plastic sleeve things. So I'm thinking that maybe that's kind of fate's way of telling me that I'm supposed to work on this, because I got all this crap I got to use up. So that is one of the things that I'm thinking about for next year, and would really like to give it a go, just to see how far I get with doing one a day, or, you know, at least trying to average one a day. So there's that. The other thing that I have been thinking about for quite a while, I've been thinking about it and not doing anything about it, is my calendar, my planner for next year. I made one several months ago, I guess, when I was just starting to play with planners, you know. And I made this one for 2014, and I may actually still use this, but I don't know. I may take it apart and do something different with it. I'm still not quite sure what I want to do. Part of me wants to do something that has like a ring binding so I can take pages out and put new ones in, but then another part of me really doesn't want to do that. I'm not crazy about ring bindings. I really like a bound book, so I just don't know. I don't know. I'm just still tossing that around. But as I was tossing this around, and as I was looking for inspiration, I came across several things that I liked. One is the new, well, I don't know if it's new. It's new to me. And I can't remember what it's called. It's that one that Robin Marie Smith is doing, the Documented Life. Is that it? I think that's it. There's a Facebook page. Anyway, it's free. It's, you know, for the whole year, and I think they give you weekly prompts or something. And their whole thing is that they use a Moleskine date book, which I absolutely love, and that used to be my date book of choice when I was working, but I don't really know that I want to use that this time, because they're doing the weekly format, and I don't really want or need a weekly calendar. I'm more of a monthly calendar type girl at this point in my life, you know what I'm saying? I don't have a lot going on. So I don't know that I need that. But the way that this Documented Life thing is structured, I think that you can use whatever you want. You can make your own. You can use any kind of planner, and then just, you know, incorporate their prompts and tips that they have. So I may do that. I may use this one. I may not. I haven't settled on anything yet. But while I was also trying to make a decision and get inspiration, I remembered some of my previous date books that I've used over the years. And so I started digging those out. I have them all in boxes. And I started digging them out and looked through them. And it's just so interesting to see how they've evolved. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you my early date book, journal, planner things that I used to use. Don't judge me, okay? These are not art journals. These are not, you know, like the Filofax planner things that you use now. This is way back before all of that got popular. So, let me show you what I used to use. I was cracking up at some of these. Okay. Early on, this is back when my daughter was in, I don't know, elementary school, and I worked. I had a job, and then I was also self-employed, and I did some bookkeeping type stuff. And these are what I used. And these are not really date books. These are just the little journal things that I used to, I made daily notes about what I did that day, and, you know, what appointments that I had, and I was self-employed, so I did time billing, and I kept up with that in here. And I liked this size because it was easy to fit in my purse. So I used these for several years. The oldest one I could find was 1999, and I don't know what I did before that. They all kind of stayed the same, and I think I used a wall calendar at home at that time, and I didn't keep any of those. So I wasn't really into the whole, you know, planner thing at this time. Oh, that's funny. I think my daughter drew that. But I noticed here, starting in 2002, and these are all, this is chronological, starting from February of '99. It goes all the way through October of 2002. And I guess at some point in 2002, I decided that I needed to carry a calendar with me. So I had this little Hallmark giveaway calendar that I carried, and I used. Look how busy I was. Oh my gosh, how did I do it? How did I do it? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm just amazed at my own awesomeness. I was young. I had energy. I don't have that anymore. So anyway, I still kept my, you can see grocery lists and all kinds of stuff in there, but I started in 2002 carrying a calendar with me with my little notebook. 2003 and 2004 are missing, and that is when we moved to Lafayette. We moved from Wichita Falls, Texas to Lafayette, Louisiana, and I was born and raised in Wichita Falls, and we moved when I was, I don't know, like 35. So, you know, it was a little traumatic. So I'm missing 2003 and 2004. I don't know what I did during those 2 years. I'm not sure. I think it really took that long to adjust to the move. But we pick up in 2005. And I used this kind of calendar for that. And I did, I carried this in my bag because I've always been a big bag type person. And I also had these rings in here because I had it in a ring binder that I used to have too. But anyway, so there we go. That's 2005. Then we go to 2006. Hang on, because I've got a couple. Yeah, this is right. 2006, I started using this wall calendar, and I was working at the church at the time, and I used this one in my office, but it had personal stuff in it too that I had to keep up with. I color-coded because, you know, that was fun. So there's where we went there. And then in 2007, okay, is that right? 2007, yeah, I switched to this journal book. And I printed out calendar pages and put in there, and then I also used it for work and for doodling, obviously. So, you know, it was starting to kind of take on more of an art journal look. So that was 07. And let's see. Is this boring you to death? It probably is, but I'm just fascinated at how they progressed, and you know, to get from here to here, it was a long road, let me tell you. Okay, so anyway, alright, we are up, where are we, 2007? Yeah, okay. Oh, is this the one that was in half? Yeah, this is half a year, 2007. This one wasn't the whole entire year. I think it went up to whatever month it went up to. April, May, something like that. Anyway, summerish, 2007. And then it continued here. I really should clean these out because some of this stuff I don't need to keep. Oh yeah, there we go. This one picks up August and finishes out the year of 2007. And I did some, see, I need to pull out, because some of these probably have some decent doodles in them somewhere, and I should pull those out. And some have a lot of trash in them. But anyway, so 2007 had 2 little journals. And then this one starts at, I was very organized in 2007. I had 2 journals for calendars and a wall calendar. And I kept all of it. I'm not sure why. But yeah, this was my wall calendar at work in 2007. So there we go. I was very busy. Again. Then we move to, I think this was the first Moleskine that I started using, the calendar one. I started using this, and is this 2008? What is this? Yes, 2008. This was the planner that I carried. And see, I've always been a stick notes and glue stuff in my planners, as you can see. But I didn't always doodle in them or put artsy things in them. But as time went on, I did more of that. So there's 2008. And 2009, I used another Moleskine. And Same kind of stuff, just mostly notes and lists and schedules and stuff like that. What was that, 2009? I did this one. This was the summer of 2009, as you can see. And I had read several books over that summer, and I just used this to kind of keep up with notes on those books that I read. See, it has a lot of blank pages still in it. I need to pull these out because I can use those in something else. So, 2009. This one was 2010. And I think that's right. And it's also a Moleskine, and I used the, see, back when I was working, I did use the weekly format because I needed it. But this was the bigger one. They come in several sizes. So I started using the bigger one, which I liked very much. I'm glad I pulled these out. I really need to clean them out and get rid of some of the trash that's in them. Well, I colored something. What did I color? Oh, okay, that is, I was bored, obviously. I don't know. Alright, that's what that was. What was that? 2010. 2011 is right here. Okay. And I like this one. This was the red one. I think this one was when we moved from, yeah, this one was when we moved from Lafayette to Houston. So it's got a lot of blank pages in it. That's so funny. That's the first, I had this idea to do a tattoo with like a Star of David and a cross together, and that was like one of the, I was just like trying to flesh out ideas. You know, it ended up, I know you probably can't see it because it's white. It ended up like that, which is totally different than that, but I remember that was one of my first, when I first came up with the idea of doing that design. That's so funny, I'd forgotten about that. Okay, anyway, that's what that was, 2012. Just kind of sparse because, again, we moved. Evidently, I just don't handle moving very well. My life just goes on hold, I think. So, yeah, it happens. Was that 11 or 12? I've already forgotten. No. 11. 2011. That's right, because 2012 we were here in Houston and I was retired and I didn't keep any kind of planner because I didn't need to. And then I started seeing all of the, you know, Filofax videos and ideas and stuff. So for 2013 I made a half-year planner because I didn't get into it till the year was half over. And this is the one I've been using, which I like very much, and I have used it quite a bit. So I'm going to make another one for this coming year, but this was really good because it helped me to see what I need and what I don't need, and some of it I don't need. And then there are some things that I need that this one doesn't have. So this was this past year's that I have enjoyed. So that's the evolution of my planners and what they look like. And oh, I also found this one when I was digging. And this one was this was while I was working. I kept journals at work when I was doing some graphic design stuff. And I worked at a church, and I helped to write some sketches and do some graphics. And this is a Halloween thing that we did at my house, and a friend made the Emerald City, and that was the sketch that we had out to, that's kind of the plan that we wanted for the front of my house. And then it actually, that's all inspiration pictures, actually ended up pretty much like that. We were able to pull it off quite well. But these are just some of the graphics that I did for different women's retreats and sermon series and things like that. So I've always been just kind of a journal notebook keeper type person. But as we move into 2014, I'm, still tossing around what kind of planner to use. I don't really want to buy a Moleskine, even though I love them, and I know I would love using it. I just love the way they feel. I don't think I want to buy one. I'll either, fix this one up like I want it, kind of tweak it, redo it, or I'll use one of these. I've got several blank things that I can use. I've got this size. It's a little cheap journal that I bought somewhere. I've got composition books. I've got these just lined journals, and some of them have grid pages, so that's an option. And I've got this, which intrigues me because I've had it for quite a while. I think I got it at, I don't know, Tuesday morning or somewhere for practically nothing. I don't even know what it is. Some kind of photo memory scrapbook thing. I don't know. Anyway, and it's kind of beat up. It's kind of worse for the wear. I don't think I paid more than a couple of dollars for it, if even that. But it's got the holes in it, so I could use it in a binder situation if I wanted to. The pages are nice and heavy, and there's 12 of them, which, would work out nicely for a monthly calendar. It doesn't have extra pages, but, that wouldn't be difficult at all to add, especially if I used it in a binder. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I'm going to make a decision here pretty soon because I need to do that. So, anyway, that is what I am thinking about right now. A new planner for the year, and trying to do some iCads on a regular basis next year, just to make sure that I do some kind of little piece of art every day, or as close to every day as I can. And then we'll see. We'll see how long it'll take me to totally fail at that, and I'm willing to bet it won't take long. But that's okay. It's something fun to do. It's not I'm not going to live or die for my iCads. If they don't get done, they don't get done. So that's all I have. I have one more video to do today, and I'm going to do that right now. So I better say the end.